I feel so in charge. Now I'm at the head
Well, this is your space, so you are in charge.
If they don't want you at their table, make your own.
You made your own.
Come join me at my table, my friends. Join me at my table. Hello. Welcome. I don't have to be somewhere where I'm not wanted.
Oh, Meri. She's the epitome of live, laugh, love. And I don't totally hate her. Honestly, I'm glad she finally got away from the two emotional vampires. But wow, her whole vibe. The MLM hustle with LuLaRoe? Check. The endless stream of motivational quotes and cliches? Double check. Her whole girl boss energy? Yikes. It's like she's a walking, talking Pinterest board filled with mass-produced wall art that says stuff like good vibes only and coffee first, then wine right. Honestly, it's as if she's a template of everything basic and marketable, like a corporate brand that figured out how to package itself as a lifestyle. Does anyone else notice this, or am I just bitter? But hey, after 32 years of soul-sucking misery with Kody, where she got blamed for basically everything that went wrong and had to relive her fertility struggles in the most painful way possible, maybe some inspirational signs that remind her she's a worthy person are exactly what she needs to get through the day. And you know what? She probably is happy now. I mean, their whole polygamous setup was toxic for everyone involved. It brought out the absolute worst in all of them. So I can't blame her for cutting ties with the entire circus. She seems fine on her own, and honestly, I think that's the best she's been in years. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel. Reality Nexus X. Janelle, the Queen, was serving up the truth, and honestly, I was here for it. She was saying everything we've all been thinking, and she didn't hold back for a second. Kody's face during their meeting in S19E8 was a whole mood, priceless. The way he started out so hyped to see her, only for her to slowly deflate him, was honestly pure gold. I almost applauded when she looked him dead in the eye and told him exactly what we've all been wanting to say. You're selfish and self-absorbed. And don't even get me started on that ridiculous "tell Savannah I love her" line. That was a full-on rage trigger for me. Why didn't she just tell him to do it himself? Honestly, I would have loved it if she had said, "Oh, and by the way, you can pass that message along yourself, buddy." But of course, that wasn't the only thing she nailed. The way he tried to steer the conversation back to their so-called relationship, while she was trying to focus on the property stuff, was just gross. He's so predictable, it's embarrassing, but Janelle didn't let him pull any of his manipulative nonsense. Let's talk about her lawyer move, pure brilliance. She mentioned she's talked to one lawyer, but has a bunch more lined up. I'm willing to bet she knows exactly what she's doing. If she keeps interviewing the top lawyers, Kody's going to end up with whoever he can get last minute, and that's just going to screw him over. The way she played that? Beautiful. He didn't even see it coming. Janelle's got this calm, collected demeanor that just exudes control. She's not emotional or dramatic. She's pragmatic and realistic, which makes her even more powerful. But there's a little something more to her, right? When she says Kody still has a hook in her, I think she's either playing it smart, stroking his ego just enough to keep him on her side, or, let's be honest, she's just been trained to talk that way to get what she wants. Either way, she's not acting like someone who's still caught up in him. She's done. You can feel it in how she talks to him, how she holds herself. When they hugged, she gave him just enough space to make it clear she wasn't all in anymore. The hesitation? You could cut it with a knife. Janelle is absolutely my number one. She invited him to lunch and served him a big plate of rejection, served it up cold and flawless. It was perfection. Seriously, the best scene in 2 seasons. She held it together like a pro, while Kody whined about it in the confessional, of course. He's such a joke, always playing the victim. And don't get me started on Robyn. No one's saying she's got some kind of magical hold on him, but let's be real about how this whole thing went down. Neither one of them can own up to anything, and it's honestly exhausting. So I'm doing a rewatch of Sister Wives with my nanny. And we just hit Season 6, Episode 12, the one where all the mother-in-laws come to town. But besides the fact that Kody buys Robyn a gift that's probably worth, like 4 times what he spent on the other wives, something else really stood out. Robyn's mom, Alice, wow. She does this so obvious fake crying thing that it's almost impressive. She's going on and on about plural marriage, but her eyes are totally dry, and she's using that same dramatic fake sobbing voice, scrunching up her face like she's auditioning for a bad soap opera. It's laughable, honestly. But here's the kicker. Now that I've seen the show continue, I've noticed that Robyn's daughters are doing it too. This is straight-up learned behavior, manipulation 101. It's wild that 3 generations of women all have the same crying for sympathy technique down to an art, and yet no one has had the guts to tell them it's obvious and completely fake. Seriously, what's going on? Also, what does your nanny do during this whole drama, by the way? Because I'm dying to know how she reacts to all this. And I'm with you 100%. Robyn is basically her mom 2.0. She's starting to look like her too. It's clear they all learned that fake crying and playing the victim gets them sympathy and attention. What they didn't count on, though, is that the original 3 wives and the 13 kids would eventually catch on. At first, maybe they gave them the benefit of the doubt, but over time, it just became so monotonous that they distanced themselves from the drama. This is what I like to call generational victimhood, when manipulation gets passed down like family heirlooms. So here's the thing that really grinds my gears about Janelle in that Natalie Morales interview. While Kody is out here basically telling Christine he wasn't attracted to her, Janelle is beaming at him. And I mean beaming, like there are literal heart-shaped eyes shooting out of her. It's not a nervous laugh. This woman is practically glowing, and I just don't get it. You'd think someone would notice the tension in the room, but nope. Even Robyn, who's usually all about kissing Kody's ass, at least pulls a pained grimace. She can sense the discomfort. In a weird way, I actually appreciate that Robyn did that. At least she's aware enough to understand there's some actual pain happening. But Janelle, she's like, if it doesn't affect me, who cares? And yeah, sometimes she has some good reds this season. But let's be real, she's not exactly a shining example of emotional insight. This is a woman who would never call herself a feminist, which, cool, your choice. But she also thinks she'll land on some sister wife planet in space. Like, literally. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't hate any of them. I feel empathy for all the wives, even Robyn, though it's a stretch. But Janelle's approach, it just rubs me the wrong way. It's like she's in this, if it doesn't directly affect me, then I don't care bubble. I wouldn't date someone who treats waitstaff like trash, for example, but Janelle? She probably would if the guy was nice to her and treated her well. It's a weird double standard, and I can't vibe with it. She also loves to judge Meri for sticking around, right? Like, oh, I would have left, she says. Well, here she is, still married to Kody, being treated just like Meri. I guess it's fine for her to stay in a toxic, unhappy situation, but Meri gets the side eye? I don't get it. And that whole moment with the barndominium? Christine is clearly mortified watching the clip, and there's Janelle, smiling like she just heard the funniest joke in the world. It's like she's completely disconnected from the pain everyone else is feeling. How is she that detached? Honestly, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Janelle can judge Meri all she wants for staying in a bad relationship, but we can judge her too, specifically for her truly terrible financial decisions. I mean, up until recently, she was still acting like the sun literally shines out of Kody's ass. And that's just not the reality. It's time people start seeing the bigger picture. Robyn isn't the only one competing with the wives. They all did by design. It's a system where you're only as good as your spot on the totem pole. If one wife drops down, someone else gets to rise up. Janelle's been playing the game too. She's labeled Meri toxic and Christine the princess. And in many ways, she was the original Kody whisperer. But here's the kicker, her whole, "I'm not emotional like the other women" thing. It might not be a front. She might really just have a thick emotional shield built up to protect herself from the hurt. But that doesn't change the fact that she's probably been manipulated just as much as anyone else. Bottom line, they've all watched each other suffer, and honestly, they've all participated in isolating and punishing each other at different points. Meri and Christine probably got the worst of it, but it was a team effort. Dear TLC, why on earth do you keep indulging this grown man-child and his tearful wife? Newsflash, they work for you. Without the show, they're just another broke couple with a reality TV complex. If the show gets canceled, say goodbye to Kody's cameo cash. Between the two of them, they don't make enough to pay for that house. They might strut around acting like they're rolling in it, but let's not kid ourselves. You're only handing out a tiny paycheck to each cast member. Sure, when you add up all 5 salaries, it seems like a lot, but those days are long gone. It's time to make Robyn, the self-proclaimed shy one, actually work. Her deep well of emotions won't exactly cover her QVC bills. And by the way, Kody is not the star of the show, no matter how much he thinks he is. Christine's departure made that crystal clear. Seriously, make him and Robyn show up for filming or find them. We've already endured an entire season of these average-looking people sitting on lawn chairs, chatting about nothing. It's season 16, we've seen enough. TLC is laughing all the way to the bank on this one, and you've probably noticed that the ratings are up this season. But let's be real, I'm out after this one. The only remotely interesting thing has been the tell-all. I'm thrilled they left him, but honestly, the original premise of this show is now shattered and scattered across the floor. And, oh yeah, the kids, who are now all mostly adults, aged 28 and younger, don't want to be filmed anymore, which fine, whatever. But it was way more entertaining when there were 23 people to watch instead of just 5 grown-ups. At this point, the only thing that might bring back any drama is more family division and plenty of dirt being spilled. But hey, let's get real. We need more than just self-filmed iPhone clips. The COVID excuse is over, and we deserve a full camera crew catching every awkward glance, every side eye, and all the things you'd usually edit out. And yes, I'll watch just to see how Kody and Robyn behave at big family events where everyone, except my Kelty and Tony, can't stand them. Oh, the awkwardness. I need that cringy, chaotic energy in my life. Bring on the drama. Meri's still drinking the Robyn Kool-Aid, huh? How is she still buying into this whole "Robyn's got my back" thing? Let's recap, shall we? Robyn hasn't bothered to reach out to spend time with her. And let's not forget the picnic table breakup moment, where we all learned that Robyn asked Kody to promise not to treat her the way he was treating Meri. So after all that, Meri still turns around and says, "Robyn has my back," in the tell-all. And just to add another layer of absurdity, Robyn has to be there for the conversation because she speaks Kody? What is this? Some kind of code? A translator for the Kody language. But sure, Robyn's got your back, Meri, if by back you mean all the perks of being the #1 wife. Robyn's got your money, your husband, your gorgeous house, your legal wedding ring, your wedding certificate, and, oh yeah, your position as head wife. Seems like a deadly game of fatal attraction. But okay, whatever floats your boat. And don't even get me started on the so-called sacred covenant they made. It's laughable. You really think Kody promised not to stay if he wasn't in love anymore? Nah, that covenant was a promise for Robyn to be the legal wife, numero uno. Kody almost spilled the beans on that one. But Robyn's face? Pure terror. She knows exactly how much she doesn't want us, the cameras, to catch a glimpse of how devious she truly is. Honestly, Meri is so desperate for validation. She wants to play the baddest role, but that's just not how anyone sees her. People think she's cold, and yeah, she's needy as hell, but like most of us, she just wants to feel loved and accepted. So she clings to the one person in the family who gives her the bare minimum of attention, Robyn. And let's face it, Robyn knows exactly how to manipulate that. She's an expert at finding someone's weakness and exploiting it. Do I feel bad for Meri? Sure, a little. She's not entirely beyond sympathy. But at the same time, come on, girl. Don't be this blind. You're worth more than this mess. Oh my God, Kody's anger is something else. When he said, "It got to a point where it was making me so angry. If you had a complaint about her, Robyn," I'd be like, "Shut up, I will punch you in the mouth." I was like, "Excuse me, how is this even remotely okay?" Whether he said that to their face or was just thinking it, it's absolutely not acceptable. And yet, somehow, it didn't get called out. How is that even possible? Then the show just smoothly cuts to Suki telling Christine, "But he thinks you and Janelle were a bully to Robyn." So did Suki just completely ignore what Kody said? Or is that the editor's doing? Either way, it's disgusting. Suki lets so much slide. She coddles both Kody and Robyn, and frankly, I don't care what she tweets, she's letting this behavior go unchecked. Kody deserves zero respect, and so does Robyn. Seriously, Kody's turning into a case study on how a guy can pretend to be all nice and charming in public, but behind closed doors, he's acting like an abuser. It's honestly getting kind of terrifying at this point. The more he opens his mouth, the worse he looks. He's so arrogant that he can't even see it. I really hope someone is watching him closely because he's been making some seriously disturbing comments lately. Did anyone else catch that moment where Robyn mentioned Kody wanting to line women up and shoot them? I honestly thought I was being dramatic. Thank you, Christine. But when I heard that, I was like, did he say that to the IG3 or his kids? Either option is horrifying. Punch them in the mouth. Seriously, what is going on here? This is getting out of hand. Robyn's involvement in the Sam scam. Who could have guessed there might actually be some truth to all those whispers and wild speculations? We've all been sitting here waiting for hard evidence. But with what we've seen in this episode, it's hard not to wonder just how deep this mess goes. Robyn's own words, definitely not helping her case. Sure, we don't have concrete proof yet, but it's starting to feel less like a rumor and more like a creepy reality. And then there's the whole Kendra situation. It seems like they both knew something but decided not to clue Meri in on the ugly truth. Classic move. I mean, if someone ever shows up with receipts, it'll be a jackpot of drama. Who wouldn't want a piece of that story? Now, Meri's comment about not trusting Robyn ever again? Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. Honestly, how Meri stayed friends with someone like Robyn for so long is beyond me. It's clear she was willing to do anything to get on the good side of that husband of theirs. Desperate much? Yikes indeed. Kody really took it to another level when he openly admitted he hated his life. I mean, he really said it out loud. The fact that he even mentioned having no filter and the dark stuff he shared with Robyn, things that should never see the light of day, was something else. It's almost like he's completely unaware of how his words and actions are cratering his own existence. But then again, it's hard to be surprised, considering he's basically a textbook narcissist. What gets me is how he's so convinced that his life took a nosedive the minute Christine left him. Sure, his family wants nothing to do with him now, and public opinion has done a full 180 on him and Robyn. But nope. All of this is Christine's fault in his eyes. It's like he can't stand the fact that he went from being a semi-celebrity, probably recognized, maybe even liked by the public, to someone who's probably too embarrassed to even show his face because of all the hate coming his way. And rather than take accountability, he just digs himself deeper into this pit with his stubbornness. He probably wishes he could just hit reset and find a brand new family who would worship him again. Honestly, he fits a disturbing pattern. You know, the whole family annihilator thing. Yardley, Wilson, and Lyons broke down familicides into 4 types: anomic, disappointed, self-righteous, and paranoid. The anomic killer treats his family like a status symbol, and when that status crumbles, he sees them as unnecessary baggage. The disappointed killer is one who wants to punish his family for not meeting his expectations. The self-righteous killer destroys everything as revenge on the mother, blaming her for everything. And then there's the paranoid killer who believes they're saving their family from some imagined greater evil. It's terrifying to even think about, but Kody's behavior in the final really raises some red flags. If I were around him, I'd be genuinely scared. The guy clearly needs more than a therapy session. He needs serious, long-term counseling. And yet, it's oddly fascinating. Like, how did someone he clearly didn't love, who he didn't even find attractive, and practically begged to be part of his life, how did she end up having this much power over him when she left? It's baffling. I honestly don't think any kind of therapy would help him. This feels more like a deep-rooted issue that can't be fixed with a few counseling sessions. If I were him, I'd just take my ATV, drive off to Kody Pass, and live in isolation. I can't even believe I'm typing this out, but the guy seriously rang every alarm bell in my head. The comments about punching people, the sheer fury in his eyes. There's something deeply off about him. Sure, there's probably a lot of armchair psychology going on, but I really think this guy's got a severe personality disorder. Maybe narcissistic personality disorder, but who am I to say for sure? I'd love to get a peek at Nancy's notes on him. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.